Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Well, they say that pitching and defense wins championships, and the Tigers have excelled in both of those categories. A 2.15 team ERA, second best in the American League. Well, the defense not to be outdone. They've made just 3 errors in 8 games this year. Tigers have put it all together early this season, and tonight we have the series finale here in Pittsburgh between the Pirates and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba. Jack Morris, glad to have you with us here for the final game of the series. And Jack, as they say, there is a good correlation between good pitching and good defense.
No question about it, Mario, and that's exactly what the Tigers have been getting. Starting pitching where they're going quickly into the strike. Power pitching and then basically attacking the strike zone. It keeps that defense sharp. They're on their toes, and they've reacted quite nicely for their pitchers in a quality defense. So the Tigers got them both working.
All right, now one guy that's caught our attention this year has to be Jose Iglesias. This guy's pretty much done it all, whether it's with the bat, the glove, stealing bases. He's been all over the place this year.
Well, he brings an added energy to this ball club, and I think it's something that they anticipated, but because of his injury last year, didn't really get to see. He had a great series at home against the Twins, got off to a great start offensively by putting the ball in play, and he can run a little bit, create some havoc. He's got a few stolen bases. That's the energy that I'm talking about, something that Brad Ausmus is going to love to see, and everybody knows what he can do with the glove. This guy's got quick release, a strong arm. He's flashed the leather already a few times this year.
All right, one thing you'll notice here tonight, everybody wearing the number 42. It is Jackie Robinson Day along baseball, and the Tigers and the Pirates will be participating here as well. Coming up tonight, Alfredo Simon is on the hill. Big Pasta making his second start for the Tigers. Stay with us. Tigers, Pirates, Game 3 next. Robinson Day as we honor number 42, and here is our T-Mobile game changer, and that of course would be the great Jackie Robinson, who carved out a tremendous career in the major leagues. He broke baseball's color barrier, of course, on April 15th, 1947. So every year on this date we celebrate what he has done not only for baseball and society, and certainly some of the numbers have been really impressive for Jackie Robinson. Therefore, everybody tonight wears number 42, whether you're a Pittsburgh Pirate or a Detroit Tiger, as we honor Jackie on his special day. Rajai Davis will be leading things off for the Tigers. Their starting lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Davis, Kinsler, Cabrera, your top three. J.D. Martinez in right field, followed by Cespedes and then Castellanos. Your bottom three. McCann catching tonight. Iglesias, another big day yesterday with 2 hits and a double. And Alfredo Simon batting ninth and doing the pitching. And they are facing the left-handed offerings of Francisco Liriano.
Those are the numbers this year for Francisco Liriano. He had one start against the Reds, and he is just off the paternity leave. Had a newborn just a few days ago and back in the rotation here in Pittsburgh tonight. Things to look for from Liriano. His go-to pitch is his slider, and watch if he has body control. A lot of times he will fly open, and that causes wildness for the left-hander.
Well, here come the Tigers now. They will bat in the first inning. Rajai Davis leads it off, batting .250 in the first pitch of tonight's ball game. Davis offers bunt and looks at ball one. Davis, Kinsler, and Cabrera on another nice night for baseball here in Pittsburgh. Wrapping up this interleague series. The 1-0 is bunted toward first, but foul. 1-1 on Rajai, who gets the start against the left-handed pitching Liriano. Davis played in the ball game last night as well. 2 out of 5 in the series with a walk. Wave and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2 now on Rajai Davis.
Well, that's another pitch that he's developed here in recent years, and it's a good one. That's his changeup, and if he can keep it down and away, it can be nasty. He's got a good mid-90s fastball, a devastating slider when he's on, and then that changeup to complement it.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Davis. First strikeout of the ball game for Liriano. Here's the Pirates starting defense presented by Tim Hortons. The outfield very talented, very young. They've got McCutcheon with Marte and Polanco flanking him. Harrison and Alvarez at the corners. Mercer and Walker up the middle. Cervelli is catching Liriano tonight. One of 16s with 2 or fewer errors this year. The Pirates defense has been pretty good. Here's Ian Kinsler. Kinsler 2 out of 9 in the series, has a double and an RBI. And he takes strike one in the outside corner.
And got the big hit last night, 9th inning, his last at bat, driving in one of the 2 runs to give the bullpen a little bit of breathing room.
The 0-1 slides inside, and the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers scoring late in that game. What a marvelous pitching matchup. Burnett and Green in the ball game last night, Jack, and both of them were on point most of the evening.
Yeah, it was a fun one to watch. Game moved along pretty quickly until late, but both guys, like you mentioned, Mario, were really on top of their game.
There's A.J. Burnett, who certainly deserved a better fate, but he was just outpitched last night by Shane Green. Here's the 2-1 pitch. High, 3-1.
One of the best days in baseball. As a starting pitcher, your last performance, you did well. Those next 3 to 4 days are heaven. You can relax. You can get your work in with a smile on your face. Really can't wait till your next outing.
He's pretty much on cruise control at that point.
He was, and he's been the whole year. It's just been fun to watch.
3-2 on Ian Kinsler. Here are the numbers last night on Shane Green. 56 strikes.
No walks.
Leap back to the mound, flagged down by Liriano. And there are 2 gone. By the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and you will score yourself a free small order of curly fries. Here is Cabrera off to a .471 start. Miggy 3 for 9. He has scored a couple of runs, has doubled in the series, and already now has knocked in 9 runs this year. And he shoots this one to right field, slicing toward the corner and back out of play. Cabrera has hit safely in his last 5 consecutive games, showing no ill effects from the offseason surgery, which got him off to a late start in spring training this year. Really wouldn't start hitting about 2 weeks into camp. Got in the cage, and then he progressed to fielding his position at first base. But you can just see in the way he's playing the game, Jack, that he's just 100% healthy now.
Yeah, the way he runs the bases, the way he's moving around defensively at first base, it's no doubt that he's feeling good.
Bouncing ball to short. Should be a 1-2-3 for Liriano, and it is. Tigers go in order, and we go to the bottom of the first. First inning, Josh Harrison will lead things off as we check out the Metro Detroit Chevy dealer lineup for the Pirates. Harrison, Polanco, and McCutcheon. Neil Walker cleaning up, followed by Starling Marte and Pedro Alvarez. You got Francisco Cervelli with a 6-game hitting streak behind the dish. Mercer and Liriano will back him up. And Mr. Simon tonight is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Those are the numbers for his first start. A winner in his debut as a member of the Detroit Tigers, beating Cleveland last Friday. And talking to his pitching coach today, Jeff Jones, he said he's got about 14 different pitches, so I'm anxious to watch this one.
I think he might have been exaggerating just a little bit. But he has a bushel full, to be sure. Josh Harrison set to lead things off. Simon trying to make it 2 straight wins as a Detroit Tiger. Went 5 1/3, as Jack mentioned, in that game against the Cleveland Indians. And he is all ready now as Harrison steps in and looks at ball 1. 3 for 8 in the series for Harrison, who homered on their opening day here 2 days ago. Simon's 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes on the Pirates leadoff man.
Jerry Lane, the crew chief, is behind home plate as an umpire today. And Simon's got a new battery mate also tonight.
And that is James McCann, who is catching behind the plate today in place of Alex Avila. McCann making the team in spring camp over Brian Holiday, who went down to AAA. Avila, of course, is the starter. Grounded foul. Of course, Alex will get the day off tomorrow because the entire team will. It's an off day for the ball club.
And you'll see managers do that quite often, especially with catchers, where they have an off day planned and they'll give them the day before so they get 2, and that really can rejuvenate their legs.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 gone. Tiger defense tonight presented by Bill Fox Chevrolet, and behind Alfredo Simon you've got Rajay Davis in center field with Cespedes and Martinez. Castellanos and Iglesias left side of the infield. Kinsler, Cabrera right side of the infield. McCann, Simon, your battery. The Tigers ranking 5th in the American League in fielding percentage.
Well, they flashed some weather, Mario, and it's because of pounding the strike zone, keeping the defense sharp by throwing strikes early in counts.
Yeah, and it's not been just the routine play, which of course the Tigers have made, but they've really made some borderline spectacular plays. They really have been sharp. Iglesias made a dandy one last night. Polanco shoots one to center field. Davis on the move to make the catch. Handcuffed him a bit. 2 up, 2 down.
I like the quote that I read from Ian Kinsler about Shane Green last night. He said it makes it easier for us to know that a guy is hitting his spots. When a catcher sets up outside, we can cheat a little to the left side. When he's setting up inside, we can cheat a little to the right side. And that kind of epitomizes what defense means when you're throwing strikes. So they have confidence that you're going to be able to do it.
Yeah, there's that key word, confidence, that your pitcher can execute. And Green certainly did that all night long. Oh, look out. McCutchen is hit by the pitch. Ooh, that was scary. I'm sure Clint Hurdle now taking a deep breath to see that McCutchen's okay.
This ball just didn't even sound good. I don't know where it hit. We'll get to see it here. Just up in the shoulder blade, I guess. Ow.
McCutchen kind of did that textbook, didn't he? Just turn your body away from the pitch.
Well, that's what you're taught to do, and it's hard to react at 90 miles an hour plus. But
first base runner of the ball game as Cabrera is consoling McCutchen now. Here's Neil Walker. They've got the shift on for Walker. Entire left part of the infield is wide open. Ball 1 outside. Walker at .226 this year. He's 1 for 7 in this series. Had a big year last year. They're cleanup hitters. You look at the defensive alignments. And McCutchen draws the throw. McCutchen does not have a steal yet this year, but here is his percentage over his career.
Pretty good.
He was bothered by a sore knee a little bit earlier this year. And there's a ball outside to Walker.
Yeah, knee soreness doesn't go away immediately. That could linger for a couple weeks sometimes. He's a pretty tough player that plays every single day, so he's not going to lead on to anybody that it's bothering him.
McCutchen stole 18 last year. He has stolen as many as 33 in the big leagues. Simon back out there to first base. Each team with a win in this series. 2 well-pitched games. Some good defense, some close games in the first 2 games of the set. Brad Ausmus trying to move one of his defenders. Now it's 3-0.
Well, a couple off-speed pitches to Neil Walker. Tiger pitchers have handled him quite nicely. Took a note for against Shane Green last night, and of course Shane, he was dealing, so a lot of guys didn't look real good at the plate with only 3 hits allowed.
Runner goes. Here's the throw. It's on target, not in time. So McCutchen goes on a 3-0 count and steals the bag. Good strong throw there by McCann, a little bit tardy.
Well, right on the money. You can't ask for a better throw, but McCutchen just gets his leg underneath Iglesias there. Well, maybe he didn't.
Nope. Brad Ausmus now wants to challenge this play, and here's another really good look at this. This may give us a better idea.
He's out.
So Brad will use the challenge here in the first inning.
I think they're going to get this right if they get that view we just saw.
So this play now will be under review. A really strong throw by McCann and a quick tag by Iglesias. It's plays like this, Jack, that, obviously in the old days without the replay were just bang, bang plays. And, maybe you got some, maybe you missed some. But this is where I think instant replay can really help in changing the course of a game the way it should go.
I've always liked it. There's a lot of people that were opposing it before it was instituted. And I like the idea because I think it's so important. There's so much interest in getting the call right that if it takes a few minutes, which, nobody likes that part of it, but that's the reality of how it works. To get it right is important.
And I think in some ways it does alleviate some of the pressure for the umpires as well. I mean, they seem to be all for this. And again, the bottom line is getting the call right.
I've talked to some ex-managers who said the fun is no longer in the game. We can't go out and argue with anybody.
And there's your signal. He is out at second base. So no argument needed here. That'll be it for the Pirates. We'll go to the second. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. When it's time, come to Comerica. Jeep, come in for great deals in the award-winning Jeep brand SUVs during the Jeep Awards season events. And by Spartan Stores. For locations, visit turntospartan.com. Tigers fans abound here in Pittsburgh. Of course, the skipper, Jim Leland, is here. He is looking on to this game. It's a Leland All-Star jersey that one guy was wearing. Meanwhile, a base hit for J.D. Martinez. Tigers get the leadoff man on. And the Tigers under the watchful eye of the old skipper in this series.
He still works for the Tigers, and he's here to, he can't lose. This is like when I watch a Twins and Tigers game, I can't lose, or a Blue Jay and Tiger game. You just cheer for the team that wins, and he's managed both of these ball clubs.
Of course, Jim looks a lot more relaxed these days. I mean, he bounces around the locker room when he's in town. Here is Yoenis Cespedes. There's a whole lot less pressure, obviously, with what he's doing these days. Cespedes looks at a ball outside. By the way, how do you like that seat he has, man? That's a pretty good seat right there.
Well, he must know somebody.
Front row for the skipper. Cespedes batting .343. He's had 3 hits in the series. And Yoenis fouls one down the right field line.
It's another great evening for a ball game here in Pittsburgh tonight. Sun kind of peeking through the clouds.
Fantastic scenic ballpark here in Pittsburgh, and when it's a nice night or a nice day like we've had in this series, it really adds to the ambiance here. So swing and a miss. Tonight's field conditions are presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. Here you go, 66 degrees, clear, no humidity. Lights are on here at the ballpark, downtown Pittsburgh in the backdrop. Here's Liriano's 1-2. It'll bounce in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cervelli, the new catcher here this year in Pittsburgh after 7 seasons with the Yankees. He's gone off to a nice start with the bat, but he's a veteran guy that's been around. He had a big roadblock in New York when he came up as a youngster. Jorge Posada was in the middle of a tremendous career with the Yanks. Way outside.
The only thing you can do as a minor leaguer, a guy that's behind a superstar, is play your heart out and hope that maybe you would be trade bait in a different position. In other words, the team's looking for something. They know that Posada is going to be there a while. They know that Miguel Cabrera is going to be playing first in Detroit for a while. So
there are 29 other teams that you could land with. Cespedes is out on strikes. That'll be the second of the ball game now for Liriano.
He goes back to the breaking ball right here. Off the plate, gets him to chase.
That'll bring up Nick Castellanos. Off to a 194 start. He has 2 hits in this series. Swing and a miss. Jack, you saw Liriano when he was just a baby in this league back in 2006. How has he changed? We know he's had Tommy John, but how has he changed from then to now?
Well, it's funny because Brad Ausmus was talking about the one time that he faced him. We might have a little comment from him later on in this game, but he was filthy. And those were exactly Brad's words. He had a tremendous fastball in the high 90s, and his slider was just as good as any left-hander ever.
Runner goes, a swing and a miss. Throw down to second, sails into center field, but it's backed up by McCutchen. Stolen base for J.D. Martinez.
And then he developed the changeup, so he had the big 3 pitches that could, dominate, and he did for a while with the Twins early in his career.
Yeah, before the Tommy John, as you look at the throw by Cervelli from his knees, before the Tommy John, I mean, he seemed destined for a big-time career.
He had a guy in front of him that taught him the changeup. His name was Johan Santana.
He had a pretty good one.
And he has, that was his bread and butter. That was his strikeout pitch. And you watch Liriano's changeup, it's got some tail to it. It sinks down and away, and it can be devastating because his breaking ball is a slider that breaks down and into a right-hander. So he's got both movements off the middle of the plate with his breaking ball and off-speed pitch, and then he can just pound that fastball up in the zone.
31 years old now, a native of San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic. Tigers have a scoring chance here in the second. Martinez at second base for Castellanos. Here's the 1-2. Lined right at the shortstop. Quick flip is not in time. 2 gone as J.D. got back in the bag.
That's good base running right there from J.D. You're taught that you've got to freeze on the line drive, and that's exactly what he does. He knows that he's got a shortstop right behind him. He gets back before the second baseman can force him out.
So it'll take a 2-out hit now from James McCann, who is 2 for 8 so far this year. Even though Avila-Bat's lefty, he does have decent numbers against Liriano, but Brad decided to go with the right-hander McCann anyway tonight. And I guess it's true to form because you do need to get a prospect like McCann his playing time. Otherwise, he's better served being down in AAA.
Yeah, Brad was talking about his real challenge is finding ways to get Hernan Perez in the game.
Yeah.
You know, he wants to. You got to keep your bench involved enough that they're going to be able to contribute when you really need them to.
It would seem unfair to ask a guy to contribute if he just hasn't gotten enough time.
Let's put it this way. If you're a bench player on a good team, you're going to have a tougher time than a bench player on a not so good team because you're going to play more on a not so good team.
Makes sense. Tigers, they're a good team.
They are a good team.
McCann waits on an 0-2. Got a piece of it to stay alive. Waiting on deck is Iglesias, who's off to a red-hot start for the Tigers. Tigers so far this year have really gotten a lot of production from the bottom of their lineup, and Iglesias one of the big reasons. Swing and a miss. They'll throw down to first base to complete the strikeout. Third of the game for Liriano. Tigers straying a man in scoring position. The Bernstein advantage brings you the pitcher-batter matchup, and Alfredo Simon tonight has had the advantage against this current Pirates lineup. They are batting just .232 against him.
And those numbers were while he was a member of the Cincinnati Reds, and like you mentioned, that's pretty good numbers.
Alfredo last year a 15-game winner with Cincinnati, 15-10 overall. So Walker is up there. He was at the plate when McCutchen was caught stealing to end the first, and he looks at ball one. And Walker was ahead in the count 3-0, and so a fresh count here for Simon against Neal. High fly ball, shallow left field. The shortstop going back. That would be Iglesias. One up, one away. Now Starling Marte. Marte, one of the talented outfielders they have here. He's off to a 115 start. He's got one home run this year and has not done a whole lot of the series to this point. 0 for 4, a couple of strikeouts. One of the things, Jack, they've tried to do is cut down on the strikeouts with Marte, and Jeff Branson, his hitting coach, decided last year while Marte was on the DL Why don't you try spreading out a little bit more? And they've kind of worked his stance a little bit wider and maybe more of a two-strike approach even earlier in counts to help him make more contact. But there's no question this guy has a ton of upside.
Yeah, one thing hitting coaches really despise are the long swings. They want you to be short to the ball and have good bat speed. And I was never a great hitter, so I don't know. I just know I recognize the things hitters are trying to do. But spreading out maybe allows him to be quicker and using his hands more, quicker to the ball.
Jeff Branson, the hitting coach with the Pirates. Well, Marte showed immediate signs after he spread that stance out last year. Got a good look at it there. He hit .354 the last 2 months of the year. There's a lot of speed. There's a lot of power. There's ability to hit for average in that outfield.
Well, he's still able to load and get to that ball. You can tell he's strong.
Straight back off the mask. 2-2 the count stays. McCann likes to use the hockey type mask. Looks like they've streamlined those a little bit too. They used to be really huge and bulky.
Well, with all the big back swings that hitters have, so many guys are getting concussions from the bat wrapping around the backside of their head.
Open in. 3-2. There's Pedro Alvarez waiting on deck. Tigers and Pirates wrapping up this series in Pittsburgh tonight. No score. Bouncing ball to third. Right there is Castellanos. 2 up, 2 down in the Pirates' second.
Simon doing a good job of getting ahead of hitters. Them throwing strikes and creating outs. And again, that's going to keep your defense on their toes.
Well, here is Alvarez, who has good power. 3 home runs already this year. He has homered in this series. And he's off to a nice start. He's playing first base these days. He was a third baseman last year, but really struggled defensively. Ball 1. In fact, Alvarez's numbers took a dip last season. And Neil Huntington, their GM, said he was getting an awful lot of calls from some teams that were trying to buy low on Alvarez.
You think he'd tell you if they were trying to buy high?
Well,
he'd be gone. He'd be wearing a different uniform.
His point was that the guy drove in 100 the year before.
Yeah.
The numbers were down, and all of a sudden everybody's calling, trying to get a deal. There was the old eephus.
Yeah, he basically just stops. He starts like he has a fast delivery in that, and he gets about to his arm slot up on top and just slows everything completely down. So it's really not a true changeup where you're trying to fool him with arm speed. That's a better changeup, and that might be the split finger right there. Yeah, that ball broke down, so that's your fork ball, split finger, whatever you want to call it. Here comes another changeup.
Well, Simon now has gone 3-2 on Alvarez. Waiting on deck, Francisco Cervelli.
I think they have to be a little bit careful with Alvarez in that off-speed pitch. That's the pitch that he hit, the home run.
That's right.
Off of Anibal Sanchez in the opening game.
Bouncing ball. That's a fair ball at first, fielded by Cabrera. Nice job for Simon in the second. A 1-2-3 inning. Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Belt Tire. A tight game like last night, Jack, the little things make a difference.
Well, and he came up in a big way. There's a little bit of that glove that we talked about, and here's a base hit that contributed, and he sees that McCutcheon's kind of lollygagging out there, so he busts his tail to second base, and then he scores on a base hit and puts the Tigers up 2-0 in the ninth inning there. So he's really contributing in a big way.
Jose was saying before the game on that single that he turned into a double. He noticed that McCutcheon, as he was slowly approaching the ball, lost eye contact with Iglesias and kind of got to the ball slowly. And Iglesias said, as soon as I saw him look down, I just took off. And it totally surprised McCutcheon. He bunts that one foul.
Well, those are the intangibles that I call it baseball smarts. I mean, those are baseball instincts. And when you can see little things like that as a base runner, what are you going to do? You've got two things to think about. Getting down to first base as fast as you can, and if you have time, take a peek at see what's going on in the outfield or the infield.
Well, for Iglesias, it's been quite a start. How good of a start? He's been the best in the American League at .480 so far this year. Cabrera right behind him. Xander Bogaerts off to a nice start with the Red Sox. Here's the 1-2. Nubbed foul. Well, we talked about it last night. We certainly don't want to harp on it, but I'm going to bring it up again. Without Victor Martinez in the lineup, maybe tonight is the night that it really is a disadvantage, because Victor is .464 career against Liriano. It's a huge bat against the guy that he's owned. Ball high and away.
And that would all be from the right side.
Right.
Well, Big Pasta maybe will be a little bit better than Shane Green was last night.
I don't know if that's possible. The 2-2. Rounded foul.
In the clubhouse, some of the boys were teasing Shane about his at-bats. And he told me, he said, I haven't really swung a bat since junior high, because even in high school, he was just a pitcher.
Yeah. Well, you could tell he was all out of sorts at the plate. I mean, really out of sorts. There's a soft line drive to right. So the league's best hitter gets another one.
Not your typical swing and typical location, but great concentration and able to serve that ball into right field. And when you're hot, you just have a knack of being able to put the good part of the bat on the ball.
So here is Simon. Showing bunt and taking ball one.
Well, this won't be his first time at the plate playing in the National League. He certainly has had some at-bats.
70 career at-bats. He's a .114 lifetime hitter. Some of the more spirited rounds of batting practice are when you start to approach interleague play and you see the pitchers all get in the cage, man. They just start letting it all hang out. They have fun. And very competitive as well. There goes the runner. Throw going to be late, and in there safely with another steal is Iglesias.
Another great jump. Liriano kind of sleeping over there, and Jose just took off. Watch the jump he gets here. Kind of one of those walking leads. Liriano out real quick to the plate, and he gets in there easily. Now it's a question whether Brad's going to try to bunt him over to third. And I might as well.
They're creeping in at the corners, still waiting for the bunt. And there's a strike call. 2-2. Alfredo Simon. And he lays it down foul. That'll go down as a strikeout. So he made some contact, but that's the first out. 4 strikeouts now for Liriano. Hey, see the Tigers take on the Yankees April 20th through the 23rd. Receive an LK Line 1968 replica jersey as part of the Tigers Championship Jersey Series. Exclusive packages are available only at tigers.com/jersey. And score yourself a number 6. Well, here's Rajai Davis now with 1 on, 1 out. Davis struck out in the first inning.
Good tail on that changeup right there. Hitters are way out in front, and then they see a tail. They think it's out of the strike zone, but it's where it crosses the plate.
Rajai looks at a strike, and quickly down to the count 0-2. Liriano did a nice job on opening day. Went 7 innings, allowing 2 hits, 2 runs, and fanned 7 in Cincinnati, but got a no decision. Back-to-back opening day starts for Liriano for the Pirates.
You wouldn't call Liriano a pitch-to-contact type pitcher. He's a swing-and-miss kind of guy. And the real question is, can he keep that command in? We talked about it earlier that he can get wild. But tonight it looks like he's got it dialed in. His changeup is kind of the indicator of his body, and he's able to throw that. And then the slider is just always biting off the plate. It's rarely in the strike zone.
Davis pops this one up into shallow right field. Walker is back, but he's called off by the right fielder Polanco. Rajai's out of there, 2 gone. And that'll keep Iglesias at second base. Here's Kinsler now. Ian batting .371. Hit one right back to the mound his first time up. Ball 1 away. Kinsler tops the Tigers in runs scored early on this season with 11, but he's in a different spot here trying to drive one in. And Liriano missed outside.
And did get that hit that drove in Iglesias in the 9th inning last night.
There is Cabrera waiting on deck. Here's the 2-0. Driven on the line to center field. McCutchen coming over, and Liriano pitches out of some trouble here in the 3rd. Here come the Pirates in the bottom half. PNC Park, and a gorgeous evening for baseball. What's going on in the American League Central Division? Well, The Tigers are red hot, but not quite as hot as the Royals have been. They are 7-0.
They've got some swagger in the way they go out on the field now after experiencing postseason play last year. It should be some great matchups this summer between the Tigers and the Royals.
Well, you would say, I think one of their strengths last year was obviously the bullpen. Well, they have gone 19 scoreless innings this year, the Royals pen. When you talk about knocking down some games and putting them on lockdown. Cervelli swings on the first pitch and flies it to center field. Pretty deep, but Rajay is there. One pitch, one out. Simon now has retired 4 straight.
Pitcher's best friend. First pitch pop-up.
We'll bring up Jordy Mercer. Mercer 1 for 5 in the series, hit safely in 5 of 6. There's a strike called by home plate umpire Jerry Lane. One of the things that Simon is hopeful of reversing this year is the numbers in the second half. He had a really good first half last year, Jack, but then really tailed off. It's in the air to shallow right center. Martinez and Davis, and Martinez. 2 up, 2 down now here in the third. Hey, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select our Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game. That is presented by the 2 for $5 Classic Quarter Pounder with Cheese. Our Tigers Player of the Game coming up on Tigers Live postgame. Here's Liriano. Pretty good crowds the first 2 days here in Pittsburgh. Felt a little bit thinner. It's still a nice night to watch baseball. Liriano's career average is .090. He was walking out of the box on that pitch. That may be why he's .090. He wanted no part of that.
But he's got the elbow pad on his right arm. That's not happy feet right there.
1 ball, 1 strike. Liriano. He puts that one on the ground foul. Well, he's down to the count now, 1-2. Oh for 2 this year for Liriano. Simon trying to put him away. Puts it in play. Soft line drive to the second baseman. It's an 8-pitch inning for Alfredo Simon. Nicely done. Miguel Cabrera will lead off the 4th. Legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. The Monongahela, the Allegheny form the Ohio. The nighttime settling in here on the shores of PNC Park, where Miguel Cabrera will start things off in the fourth inning. Miggy, then Martinez, and then Cespedes. We've said this often in this series, but not a hot lot going on offensively in this series. I mean, really, the bat's been quiet.
Yeah, pitching has been a premium here. Boys have been pounding the strike zone. Not a lot of base runners from both sides.
Tigers were red hot offensively in that series against the Cleveland Indians, especially this guy, Cabrera. He looks at a strike. 1-1 the count. Miggy in this series 3 for 10. The American League Player of the Week, thanks to his 11-hit effort in Cleveland. Straightened him up. Cabrera is still 8 home runs shy of 400. That will be his next plateau to reach. Think he'll get there this year?
Let's hope so.
Get there by the end of May. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pulled foul, third base side.
Now, Miggy, this is becoming a guessing game for him. 2 strikes on him. He's trying to figure out what he is going to be able to put the bat on the ball with. And Laureano been moving the ball around pretty good.
Puts it in play back up the middle, fielded on a hop by Mercer.
All right, let's take a look at the Bell Tire pitch by pitch here in this last sequence from Laureano to Miguel Cabrera. First pitch, changeup down. Next one, fastball in. That's a strike. Then he comes up and in with the fastball that was a borderline pitch. Paints away with a fastball. Throws the slider in that Miggy's able to foul off, and then throws the changeup a little high and away, but got a little luck there and ground ball to Mercer.
J.D. Martinez will stand in now with 1 out. Tigers have a couple of singles and a couple of steals in this game. 2 more stolen bases, so they just continue to lead the league in that category. 13 of them now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Martinez has had to make the adjustment this year from left field to right field with the addition of Yoenis Cespedes. And JD's done a really good job of making that transition. There's another strike. 1-2. There is Cespedes waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. 2 gone. It'll be 5 strikeouts now for Laureano.
Got him to swing out of the zone.
Laureano struck out Cespedes back in the second.
5 strikeouts. His pitch count is climbing a bit, but he's been in pretty good command. Just allowing the 2 hits so far. That's it for the Tigers.
They shift to the left side of the infield on Yoenis. And Laureano now throwing strikes. 1-1. Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Mercer has this one. Laureano has another 1-2-3 inning. The game's only hits so far, a couple of singles. Here are the numbers so far in Alfredo Simon.
Well, he's had a little bit of help going through the order, basically in order, from his catcher James McCann, who was able to throw out Andrew McCutchen, who was hit by a pitch, and replay also helped that call.
Yeah, originally McCutchen was called safe on the field and then was later ruled out after they took a look at it. So the top of the order coming up here in the fourth. It'll be Josh Harrison to start things off for the Pirates. He struck out back in the first inning. Something apparently loose down the right field line. They're trying to figure it out. I don't know what she says. I don't see anything. Ball one to Harrison. That's a little bit high. Harrison, in the span of one season, basically went from being the 25th man on the roster to a guy that starts every day and received a 4-year extension last Wednesday. Had a great year last year, was an all-star. Now Simon has fallen behind 3-0.
I don't think there's ever been a player that has put on a uniform that doesn't like a little bit of security, and he's happy with this organization, where they're headed, and they're happy with his production. So two sides agree, and he's going to be a Pirate for a while. It
can be a little bit tricky, though, because the Pirates a few years ago gave Jose Tapia a 6-year deal, and they thought he was going to be a big league star for years to come, and he's in AAA right now. So there is some risk on both ends. That's fouled off.
Well, you have to remember this. You're paid for what you did, not what you're going to do.
Right.
And so, you know, they hope that he can keep progressing and doing better. And that's why they signed him to a multi-year deal.
Chopped to third base on the backhand, Castellanos. One away in the fourth.
You know, pitching and defense, Simon coming back after falling behind. Gets another nice play from Castellanos.
He'll bring up Polanco. This game has the feel of the ball game that we've had in the first 2 days, where it's going to take something happening late, or at least yesterday that was the case. Neither team has been able to do anything offensively. Polanco hit a ball hard to center field his first time, up 0 for 1.
It's funny that you'll see some great pitching matchups. One guy goes out there and shuts the team down in order, and the other guy goes out and does the same in the first inning, and all of a sudden there's this competition, knowing that runs are going to be hard to come by, and you've got to do your job to try to be efficient on the mound, throw strikes, and keep the guys off the base paths.
Well, Liriano has been good. Simon has been equally as good. That'll move his feet, missed it inside. 2-1 now the count on Gregory Polanco. Was rated their best defensive outfielder in the minor leagues, but that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg of what they expect out of him. They feel going to be a dynamite offensive player. Rolled foul. There's this little competition coming into the season where the 3 Marlins outfielders felt that they were the best outfield in the game, and the 3 Pirates outfield feel that they're the best outfield in the game. And so they were kind of going at it in the offseason. We're the best. No, we're the best.
I think the Giants are 3 of 5 years world champions. They have bragging rights.
That's pulled foul. Here's what we talk about the Pirates, Jack, and the future does appear to be right.
3 guys that can move around, put some leather on the ball. There's no question about it, and they're all young.
Polanco just 23. McCutchen is only 28, the elder statesman out there.
Yeah, they probably call him Pops.
Yeah, probably not. Here's the 2-2. There used to be a guy that played here in Pittsburgh with that nickname, Willie Pop Stargell.
Starling Marte right there.
Three and two the count. Bouncing ball right side. Kinsler a couple of steps to his left.
Another nice job of coming back and getting the out, throwing the strike. You need to do that when you're in this kind of pitching duel, and it's certainly developing into one of those tonight.
Here is the breakdown. 5 of them have been in the air, 4 groundouts now. And the lone strikeout was the whiff of Josh Harrison. Here's McCutchen.
He's not exactly getting ahead early in the count, but he's not getting it too deep in counts either. He's only 3 of 12 for first pitch strikes. Now 4 of 13.
McCutchen won the MVP award a couple of years ago in 13. He finished 3rd last year. The 0-1 is lifted toward right, slicing though out of play. And quickly 0-2. Here are the numbers the last 3 years on McCutchen.
I don't think there's a team in baseball that wouldn't want a player like that with those numbers. And he plays almost every day.
Rolled foul.
That guy kind of plays a lot too.
Yeah, and I think most teams would like him as well.
He had a little fun in the clubhouse today, and I know you know more about this, Mario, than I do, but all the writers were gathering around, and he's getting dressed, and he limps around and walks by everybody slowly with a limp. And of course, being the guy that doesn't know this,
you thought he was hurt.
What the heck happened to him? Oh, he's just goofing with you.
Cabrera just saw a pack of media just sitting in the middle of the clubhouse, and he decided, you know, I'm going to walk by him with this severe limp and hope that they think I'm injured.
And probably got 3 articles written about won't be able to play tonight.
I think he fooled about half of them, but the other half are like, whatever. We know he's just messing around. Another foul straight back. But I guess you need some of that kind of levity in the clubhouse to kind of get you through 162 games, and Cabrera does provide some of that.
Yeah, he's a different cat at the plate, that's for sure. His focus is definitely dialed in when he's hitting.
And the 1-2 outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on McCutchen. 54 now thrown by Alfredo Simon. Pirates have had only 1 base runner, a hit batter back in the first. And that was the guy at the plate right now, McCutchen. On to the left side and out of the reach of a diving Castellanos. It'll be the first hit of the game for Pittsburgh. 2-out single. Hey, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game. It's brought to you, as always, by Miller Lite. Here's Neil Walker. They will wait for Castellanos to move to the right side into short right field. As they play Walker to pull. Popped up at his first at bat, and Walker now batting .219.
Hey, interesting shift right here. They've got Iglesias only a step behind the grass at the shortstop position, and that's just in case Walker might try to shoot one down. Bunt one down the left side, but that's up to Simon to bust his tail over there. He's going to be the only one. Now he's moving back.
Yeah, and I agree with you. For as good as Iglesias is, if he drops down a bunt, it's really going to be up to Simon.
Well, it's just a matter of getting it by the pitcher. That's the whole key to this shift thing. But they're going to give you, I think the philosophy from managers is you get a pitch in your whooping zone. Don't worry about where you hit it. Hit it hard.
Just whoop it.
Yeah. And most of these guys are pull hitters. Their spray chart shows that, and that's why they put the shifts on.
Ooh, that one a little bit close as McCutchen dives back in. How close? He got back easily. Walker looks at a ball high. 1-1 on the second baseman for the Pirates. Won the Silver Slugger Award last year. Was the first Pirates second baseman to win that award since 1983. A pretty good one play here in Pittsburgh at that time. Johnny Ray. As again they chase McCutchen back.
Yeah, Simon being very careful, trying to make sure that he quick steps to home and doesn't allow McCutchen to grab a free bag.
With the way this one is shaping up, a stolen base and a base hit could be the difference.
Back in the first inning, McCann did a nice job with a great throw to get McCutchen trying to steal a bag. And it sure appears that McCutchen's got that same idea, and that's why Simon's holding him tight.
And Simon missed, and the count goes 2-1. Alfredo had back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings in the second and third. He did have just 3 batters faced in the first, but that was the hit batter and the caught stealing. Inside, and now Walker ahead in the count 3-1. And should he reach, Starling Marte waiting on deck.
Yeah, this is where Simon's going to have to reach back and just focus on the hitter. If McCutchen takes off, so be it. He's got to get the guy at the plate. You don't want this to multiply into a situation where a base hit will score 2 or more if possible.
Drill to right field. That's going to drop, base hit right in front of J.D. Martinez. McCutchen will stop at second base. Back-to-back hits now for the Pirates. This is their best scoring chance.
Not a good pitch there, up and over the heart of the plate. J.D. thought he might have a beat on that ball, but doing a good job of just keeping it in front of him, and that kept McCutchen at second base.
So the first sign of trouble here now for Alfredo Simon. Starling Marte will step in. Tigers trying to win here today and finish this road trip 5-1 as they head back home for a long homestand. That would be a tremendous start to the road schedule if the Tigers could win here tonight. But some work to do now as Marte steps in. 2 on, 2 out. Bouncing ball to third. Fair ball. Castellanos will tag the bag to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left.
His 46th birthday yesterday, but he's not so old that he didn't face the Pirates starter today, Francisco Liriano. It was back in June of 2006. He was playing for Houston. It was at Minute Maid Park. Liriano and the Twins going up against Roger Clemens and the Astros. And Ausmus recalled today that Liriano back then was filthy and nasty. Brad went 0 for 3. The Twins won that day 4-2, and getting the save in that game, Joe Nathan. We know him. Mario, Rod, or Mario and Jack. Sorry about that.
We do, Keith. Thanks very much. Yeah, I mean, I guess it just goes to show that Brad is still a very, very young manager. I mean, here he is
just
managing.
a kid.
He's just a kid in the big leagues and managing against a guy who he actually faced. And he also faced A.J. Burnett earlier in his career, the guy that threw last night for the Pirates. Liriano is facing Castellanos in a ball high and away. Nick ahead of the count 2-0. Liriano had himself a great spring this year. He was ready to go once the bell sounded. He gave up just 1 run in 12 innings this spring and struck out 14 to prepare for the season. Nick shoots one to right field. Classic Castellanos, who goes the other way.
Liriano had a very good second half after a real rough first half for the Pirates last year. And this is how you break the shift. You shoot one right there in that big hole on the right side.
Which is interesting because Nick has that inside out swing and a lot of times will go the other way. But the scouting reports had him play to pull. Here's James McCann. Tigers have just collected another hit. That is their 3rd of the game. Strike 1 to McCann. Struck out against Liriano back in the 2nd. James made his big league debut last September. The Tigers called him up for the final month of the year, and what a debut it was for McCann. He really didn't do a whole lot offensively, but he caught David Price that day and was facing Madison Bumgarner of the San Francisco Giants. So you talk about a thrilling day, catching Price and facing Bumgarner. Welcome to the big leagues.
Mama, I didn't know it would be this tough.
It's all right. James is he's handling himself quite well. You never made that call to Mama in the minor leagues, did you?
I'll tell you a little story.
Uh-oh.
I was drafted out of college, and I went home. I was going to play a summer collegiate league in Kansas, and I went home to think about whether I should sign or not with the Tigers. I'll wait for this pitch from Liriano.
Oh, they got him picked off. Throw down to second is in time.
Anyway, so I go watch a Twins game, and on the mound against the Minnesota Twins was a left-handed hurler from the California Angels named Frank Tanana. He's blowing about 92 and a curveball off the charts. Twins pitcher, a young right-hander named Bert Blyleven, curveball off the charts. I think they both punched out over 12, and I looked at my mom and dad and I said, I don't know if I can play in this league.
But you made the right decision, apparently.
Oh, boy.
You were kind of scared straight there from the get-go, weren't you? With those two guys?
Well, they had breaking balls that were just ridiculous.
1-2 on McCann. And it's fouled off. Iglesias will bat next. James 1 for 8 on the road trip. Played his college ball at Arkansas. He was an outstanding performer there. Swing and a miss. So Liriano has 6 strikeouts now. 2 gone. Hey, this Sunday it's kids opening day. The Tigers take on the White Sox at 1:08, and all kids 14 and under receive a free Tigers team baseball card set. If you'd like more information, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Two outs for Iglesias. Jose went the other way his first time up, lined a single to right field, and then stole a bag. He now has 4 steals this season, 4 for 4. And his average at a cool 500 right now. Single, double, stolen base in last night's game for Iglesias. (3-0). Liriano matched up against Johnny Cueto on opening day this year against the Reds. Pitched well enough to win, but got a no decision. And that's a strike. Ooh. Liriano may have gotten the benefit there. Looked a little low, but it's 3-1. That one tails outside. So again, Iglesias reaching base. 2-out walk.
First walk of the game from Francisco Liriano.
Well, he's got Simon coming up next, so he's not too unhappy about that base on there. Alfredo struck out his first time up. Chopper back up the middle. Walker waiting on it. Has time, and Simon is out. No runs, a hit, a walk, 1 man left. Day, April 15th, and the great Jackie Robinson being celebrated. There he is signing his contract with Mr. Rickey, and boy, he had himself a career. Jackie Robinson ended up hitting .311 as his career batting average, but he could do it all on the baseball field. Breaking the color barrier, and baseball does a terrific job in celebrating the number 42. That's why everybody on the field tonight wears that number.
Yeah, it was a time that changed the world, really. It's not just baseball, and so many people benefited from it. I think everybody did, quite honestly.
Well, Alfredo Simon will go back to work here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pedro Alvarez, Francisco Cervelli, and Jordy Mercer. Ball 1 to Alvarez. Been on base in 7 straight for the Pirates, one of their main sources of power. You wonder how his down year last year, Jack, may have been affected by the fact that he struggled so much defensively. He made 25 errors last year, but 23 of those were throwing from the third base position. That is grounded foul.
It takes a tremendous amount of focus to be able to leave your glove out there, whatever happens error-wise on the field, grab a bat and concentrate on that hitter. I mean, you want to help the team. That's human nature. And, it could have very well affected him.
Well, the Pirates decided to move him to first base, where he has played this year, still learning the nuances of that position. Simon now with the 1-2. Pulled on the ground right into the shift. And Castellanos throws him out. 1 out. Saturday MLB on Fox Sports 1 returns with back-to-back AL East showdowns. The Orioles take on the Red Sox, followed by the Yankees squaring off against the Rays. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern on America's home for baseball every Saturday. Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Another ground ball out for Simon. Here's Cervelli. Simon has kept the leadoff man off the bases all night. Strike one to Cervelli. He flied out his first time up. Sounded like a broken bat into shallow center field. Davis coming on to make a nice running catch. Rajay showing off that speed.
Yeah, the ball just hung up there a little too long. Looked like a broken bat, maybe blooper, but Rajay had a beat on it and he just outran the ball.
There's not a whole lot that's going to drop in this year against the Tigers in center field, whether it's Davis or Anthony Gose. Tigers really as a team have been much improved defensively all over the diamond. Strike called on Jordy Mercer. He flied out back in the third. He hooks one outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mercer played his college ball at Oklahoma State. He was one of those guys that played shortstop, and you see it a lot in high school and college. They also have one of the best arms on the team. So Mercer was actually the closer for the Cowboys as well. Great collegiate career. Simon ready with a 2-1. 3 balls, 1 strike on Mercer. Pitcher spot next.
Then Earl is seeing no reason to take his starter out of this game. It's been all pitching again tonight. Solid defense.
And a strike on the outer edge. 3-2. It was Green and Burnett last night. It's Simon and Liriano tonight. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 inning for Alfredo Simon. Let's go to the 6th. score is 0-0. Here is our Comerica Bank game summary. Here's why it's 0-0. When you look at the numbers, kind of like last night, Jack, pretty close.
At least early in this game, through 5 innings, both pitchers kind of matching each other blow by blow. And only 1 walk, and that was a walk that Francisco Liriano gave up. He's got 6 strikeouts, and pitch counts are almost identical. So it's a classic pitcher's duel again tonight.
The Tigers here in the 6th inning will have the top of the lineup: Rajai Davis, Ian Kinsler, and Miguel Cabrera. And while there haven't been too many scoring opportunities for either team here tonight, the Tigers had a pretty good chance in the 5th inning. But they had Castellanos picked off after a leadoff single. They got Iglesias to get a base hit and steal a base in the 3rd, but he failed to score. And the Tigers open the big bats, will come alive here. Cabrera will hit 3rd in this inning. Rajai Davis trying to get something started. Strikeout and a pop-up. Davis sends one high in the air to left field and hit well. Marte going back, track, wall, and gone. It's a home run for Rajai Davis. He wasted no time and drills one into the seats and left. 1-0 Detroit.
Jumping over that first pitch fastball, I was watching Pedro Alvarez, who was sneaking in on the grass, thinking that maybe Rajai would try to bunt his way on from the right side, but he gets that high heater, and he just gets the head out early and jumps all over it. Actually, I think there was a breaking ball. But good carry out there in left field, and the Tigers are on the board.
First of the year for Rajai Davis. And we have a 0-0 tie finally broken. Kinsler lines one to right field. That's going to be caught on the move by Polanco. Rajai's 2nd RBI. They're still celebrating the Tigers dugout.
Kinsler hit that one on the screws too, but the ball just carried too well. We talked about Polanco and his defense. He was able to track that one down.
So here is Cabrera now. He has put the ball on the ground a couple of times, both times to the shortstop, Jordy Mercer. This one is hitting the air toward right, not deep. Tigers coming out swinging the bats aggressively here in the 6th, 2 outs. And Miggy is 0 for 3.
3 first pitch swinging at bats right there, and one ends up with a only Tiger run.
2 gone now for JD. Martinez single, steal, and a strikeout. Rajai still smiling from ear to ear. Strike 1 on JD Martinez. Time call by JD as he steps out. Pulled foul. Well, Martinez now has homered 4 times in his first 8 games. After hitting 23 long balls last year, had a really good spring, 5 more home runs. Here's the 1-2. He'll get back out of play.
Looked like JD was kind of sitting on that changeup, and even though it had the good tail and sink, he was able to go with it, and that's kind of his swing. He really likes to extend his arms and go to the right side.
He can reach the seats in right field with relative ease with his power. And with Victor Martinez out of the lineup tonight with no DH, J.D. Martinez moves up to the cleanup slot. Cespedes waiting on deck. Liriano trying to shake off that leadoff homer by Rajai Davis to give the Tigers the lead. Another one that bounces in.
And Liriano's really been spinning off. He's always looking at the dirt, but that's because he lands on his heel so often that he digs a little bit of a hole and he spins off towards the third base side of the field. A lot of wasted energy. You'd like to see a guy drive more towards home plate. I've actually seen Francisco get hit in the back several times.
Really?
With ground balls, because he just doesn't square up. It's not a classic Greg Maddux fifth infielder position. You can see how he just lands and his back is facing home plate.
Swing and a miss. And he strikes out Martinez. However, we've got ourselves a run. Rajai Davis, first pitch swinging. And the Tigers have the lead. Favor the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Simon's been really good tonight. Liriano gave up the home run to Rajai Davis, the difference in this one. And so Liriano was going to lead off, but he will not bat.
National League Baseball, you're going to have a pinch hitter come in. It's Andrew Lambo, and there's the numbers from last season.
Lambo, Harrison, and Polanco here in the sixth inning facing Simon. Just inside 1-0. Simon had a 1-2-3 fifth inning. He has used his defense tonight. He has only 2 strikeouts. 1-0 on Lambo. I think Lambo's a Packers fan. Way high. Here's the shift that they play on Lambo. That is Jared Hughes warming up in their bullpen.
Yeah, and he will probably be the guy to come in to replace Francisco Liriano.
Two balls, one strike. Hughes came out, got that big double play ball in game 1 in the 7th inning. Strike called on Lambo. Andrew, parts of the last 2 years for the Pirates, mostly minor leaguer to this point. Looked low.
Well, when you get those borderline low pitches called, you know things are going good.
Here's the 2-2. Fouled straight back.
Simon really kind of covering the whole perimeter of the strike zone. You draw a box of where the strike zone is, and he's rarely right down the middle. He's kind of hitting it all over the place, and sometimes getting a little benefit of the doubt from Jerry Lane, the home plate umpire, and a lot of swings out of the zone. Go with the changeup.
High fly ball, shallow center field. Davis coming in. Lambo is out. One gone. It is April in the D on Fox Sports Detroit. Be one of the first 10,000 fans to the Tigers White Sox game on Friday, April 17th, and receive a Fox Sports Detroit April in the D fleece lined knit Tigers hat. For more information, visit foxsportsdetroit.com. Exactly like the one being modeled here by Jabba Chamberlain.
I love it. I need one of those.
Well, I assume that they'll bring some up to the booth. I'll save one for you.
I appreciate that.
Jack, you might be able to. You'll be in the Call Sam Studios on Friday night, so maybe we'll have you model it there.
All right.
Harrison out on the 5-3 ground out, 2 gone.
Alfredo Simon just continuing to get ahead and throw strikes. He's keeping that defense sharp. Another good play here. Nick Castellanos is able to get that ball into his glove. Plenty of time to get a speedy Josh Harrison.
Two up, 2 down for Polanco.
Another good changeup. Had the tail on it the opposite direction from the left-handed hitter. Hit the outside corner.
Tigers team ERA coming in was 2.15. And only the Oakland Athletics had a better team ERA coming into play tonight at 2.14. The Tigers have done a great job. Opponent batting average only 206. Simon has done nothing to ruin those numbers tonight. 0-2 on Polanco. David Price, Shane Green, both with 0 ERAs. Pulled right at the first baseman Cabrera. Mickey down to a knee. And a smile to boot. 1, 2, 3, 6. Caliente. Sam called it the game. We go back to the first inning.
Andrew McCutchen was hit by a pitch. He's on first base and thought there was a stolen base there. You saw the call from the umpire, but Brad Ausmus said, wait, let's take another look. And after a second opinion, they saw that the tag was actually applied for the third out of the inning.
So the challenge by Brad Ausmus are called of the game. We have a new pitcher now, a Wallside Windows pitching change as Jared Hughes comes in.
He's been in 4 games. This will be number 5. Done a good job.
So Hughes will face Yoenis Cespedes to begin things here in the 7th. 1-0 Detroit in the Rajai Davis home run.
Jared Hughes pitched a scoreless inning in game 1 of this series.
Hughes came on in the 7th inning with the bases loaded. He got that huge double play ball off the bat of Castellanos, which really short-circuited the Tigers' comeback.
That was a game changer in itself.
The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hughes, 29 years of age. Great season last year out of the bullpen for Pittsburgh. Slings one outside.
This is in the home opener. A run does score, but they would trade the run for the double play. And then he gets Alex Avila to fly out. So it was a great inning, kind of a game changer for the Pirates.
To right field toward the corner. And Polanco watches it sail out of play. You saw Hughes running in from the bullpen, sprinting in from the bullpen, and I always wondered about that. Don't you get to the mound? Aren't you a little winded?
Well, it's relief pitchers. I mean, they're just
not. Here we go.
They're not all there. I mean, that's why they're out in the pen, you know.
But then again, I'm sure Hughes is in better shape than I am.
Oh, my.
It collapsed at second base.
I just like Raleigh Fingers getting in the golf cart and taking his time.
The old cap golf carts. That's rolled foul. There they are, the bullpen. Those guys just, they got it easy, don't they, Jack?
Oh, look at that. Kick your feet up, put your hands back, tell a few jokes. Life's good, especially when your starters are dealing.
2-2. Rolled foul by Cespedes as he stays alive. Castellanos, then McCann here in the 7th facing Hughes. We've had only a total of 6 hits between the two teams in this game. 4 of those belong to the Tigers. Hughes had a 1.96 earned run average in 63 games last year. Foul away.
They have reason to smile through 8 games this year. You can see the ERA for this year's bullpen compared to last year's.
Yeah, the walks are down, so is the whip.
Well, and the innings also. That's because the starters have been pretty much lights out.
Swing and a miss. Cespedes out on strikes. His second strikeout tonight. First for Hughes, 1 gone.
Jared Hughes has got quite a repertoire. He can throw that fastball and paint it. He usually throws it away, being outside, and that can touch the high 90s. He's got a real good sweeping, big sweeping slider. He can take something off of that slider. That was a strikeout pitch to Cespedes there. So you look at his numbers from last year and you'll say why. Well, you just have to watch him throw. You understand it.
Castellanos looks at a ball. Cabrera always chirping. Hughes with the 1-0. Right back up the middle and through a base hit. It's been a pretty good night for Nick. 2 hits.
Well, they had the shift on, but he found the hole there by just shooting it right up the middle to the shortstop side. Walker couldn't get over there.
Here's McCann.
He's probably glad to see a different arm on the mound.
No doubt.
2 strikeouts swinging.
Liriano got him in the 2nd and in the 5th innings. Ball 1. He'll chase the runner back. Hughes grew up in Southern California, went to high school at Rancho Santa Margarita High School in California, and eventually to Santa Clara for 1 year to pitch. Wave and a miss by McCann. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Santa Margarita, huh?
Used to be my old stomping grounds when I did Angels games. I lived in Santa Margarita, California. Beautiful area. Got really good high school baseball there. Obviously really good college baseball in Southern California too. But you heard the word margarita and you were probably thinking of something else aside from baseball.
Now see, there's where you're confused again, but we'll talk about that later.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Angel Nesbitt starting to warm up in the Detroit bullpen.
For such a low-scoring game, this hasn't been the quickest pace of game.
It is kind of odd. I mean, we've only had, 7 hits, only 1 run. But the pace has not been like the previous 2. Swing and a miss. Well, Hughes has his 2nd strikeout. We're in Pittsburgh tonight at PNC Park for Game 3 in this series between the Tigers and the Pirates. Mario and Pemba alongside Jack Morris. We're glad to have you with us here this evening. Brady Klima producing our show tonight. Mark Isofano directing. And the Tigers have an opportunity to win 2 out of 3 and finish this trip 5-1. Here's Iglesias. On base 2 more times tonight, a single, a walk, a steal.
Just had a great start to this 2015 season. And it looks like Alfredo Simon's going to go out, at least stand out there to try to deke them into something.
There's a strike called. 1-1.
I have a suspicion that if Castellanos could get to second base, it might be an opportunity for Brad to maybe have somebody else hit. Kind of like last night's game, the second run means so much late in the game.
And it was Iglesias that kind of forced the hand there when he turned that single into a double and got himself in a scoring position. And that made the decision a little bit easier for Brad once they got that guy out there. And as he said, a 1-0 lead is not nearly as good as a 2-0 lead. There's such a huge difference late in games. One ball, 2 strikes on Iglesias. Ooh, down goes Cervelli. That one got him. And got him good.
Catchers, they just get hammered. That was a foul ball that he's going to have to take a little breather there.
Looked like he came up, got him on the 5 off the ground. Cervelli trying to catch his breath. Well, as Cervelli tries to regain his senses, we'll tell you that it's April in the D on Fox Sports Detroit. Join us tomorrow for round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Red Wings taking on the Lightning. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Red Wings Live. That's Red Wings Lightning tomorrow at 6:30 on Fox Sports Detroit. Tune in. The 24th consecutive season of playoffs begins for the Wings tomorrow night. Cervelli back to his feet. That's a good sign.
That's when you go from a base to a tenor.
It happens quite quickly, doesn't it? Oh. Hey, there's a Wings fan.
Yeah.
He's got his Yzerman jersey. You know, there's a little conflict there because Yzerman's the head man down there in Tampa. But of course,
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Just throwing it out
colors for that.
Just throwing it out there. Another toss back to the bag at first base. Hughes came on, struck out Cespedes, gave up a hit to Castellanos, then he fanned McCann. And the 1-2. Inside, backed him out of there. 2-2 on Iglesias.
It's another thing we're seeing out of Jose Iglesias this year is how he's grinding out at bats. He's willing to take pitches sometimes, work counts. Basically, he's trying to get a pitch that he can handle.
It'll bounce in. Good stop there by Cervelli on the backhand, but now it's gone 3-2. Simon still in the on-deck circle. Runner going on 3-2, swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. We'll go to the stretch here in Pittsburgh. McCutchen, well, we know he's a very good player. The Tigers pretty much, though, have held him in check.
And that brings us to the Menards big money encounter. Andrew McCutchen in his first at bat gets drilled in the shoulder, bicep area, tricep area. And then his first hit of the game for the Pirates, a ball that he was able to get through the left side. So he's had a pretty good night at the plate.
Only 2 for 7 in the series for McCutchen. They're hopeful of keeping him off the bases here to begin things in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be McCutchen, Walker, Marte, 3, 4, 5 in the lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates. First pitch swinging. Popped him up in his shallow left. Thank you very much. One gone. Here's the high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. What do we have here on Mr. Simon?
Well, it's quite a variation right there. And that's because he has that kind of ephus changeup way down at 58, but his fastball as high as 94 tonight. And he just got another pitcher's best friend. That's that first pitch pop-up, especially late in the game. Keep that pitch count under control, get guys swinging early.
Here is Walker, who singled in his last at bat. No balls, 1 strike on Neil Walker. Ground ball right side. And Cabrera takes this one himself. And 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th.
Alfredo Simon just following in the footsteps of his mates on the mound. Just doing a great job again tonight. He's getting ground balls. He's not going too deep into lineups. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No run, no hit, no error. Nobody left on innings. So
hitters always say, Jack, that hitting is contagious. As a former pitcher, can pitching be contagious?
I think there's a healthy rivalry sometimes where it's kind of follow the leader and, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. Let's go ahead and show these people that we're as good as anybody. And, you know, we talked about Justin Verlander in the pregame. He hasn't pitched yet, but he's got to be watching in the dugout and saying, I want to be a part of this.
No doubt. Yeah, the Tigers' rotation has been magnificent to start this year. There's Justin, who threw the simulated game before the game today. I said that he felt just a little bit fatigued, but it's all part of the process. Here's the 1-1. 2-1 on Marte.
Well, that guy, he's pretty good. You saw Shane Green, he's pretty good. Anibal Sanchez pitched a real good opening day, and he followed it with a real good performance in this opening day, or opening series. And now Simon just doing a great job tonight. So the Tiger rotation has been very, very good.
Well, and you made the point a little bit earlier. It does take a lot of stress off the bullpen, especially this early. As you look at the ratio on Simon, when you know these starters are going deep into games, you don't overuse your pen early in the season.
I'm a big believer in that first month weather and how it can really affect a bullpen. You know, they sit around a long time out there in the weather. Now, the starters can go up into the clubhouse and stay warm and, you know, add whatever they need to stay loose. The guys in the pen, most of them are out there for quite some time.
Into shallow right field, J.D. Martinez coming on. Alfredo Simon has been outstanding tonight. 7 scoreless. And another 1-2-3 inning for Simon. Tigers family is enjoying PNC Park and the lead.
was to throw what they thought was going to be 4 innings of a simulated game. That's the chance to face live hitters, and Justin hasn't had the chance to do that for 20 days, and he ended up sort of bailing after 3 innings of simulated pitching against his teammates. The fear was that he was just becoming a little tired, a little fatigued, and they didn't want to push him beyond that. But he had 35 pitches in the bullpen, 45 pitches against live hitters. So 80 pitches. I guess we're looking for the silver lining here. That's a positive. Of course, they wanted to see him get through all 4 innings. So there's going to have to be another simulated game or a rehab start before JB can find his way into the Tigers rotation for the first time in 2015. Guys?
All right, Keats, thanks. Well, there's no doubt that Verlander certainly couldn't be used in the rotation. Hopefully he'll be back sooner rather than later. And an interesting choice here with the pitch count at what, 92?
92 pitches for Alfredo Simon, and they're going to go ahead and let him hit for himself. They want to get one more inning out of him.
So it'll be Simon, Davis, Kinsler, and they're facing a new pitcher in a wall-side windows pitching change. That would be Tony Watson.
And he's been good. 5 games so far this year. A little bit of high ERA, but pitched a nice inning the other day.
Simon goes up there swinging, and the count is 0-2. Watson, a 29-year-old out of Sioux City, Iowa.
Now, if you're going to guess, go ahead and take a hack. And the big boy did. Looked just like Miggy from that side, didn't he?
Just like him. He's wearing the same number tonight.
Maybe that's it.
That's about all I got for you on that. Incredible balance, hand-eye coordination.
Look to left and hit it to right.
0-2. And Alfredo Simon. The only run in this game is come off the bat of Rajai Davis, who has homered. Solo shot in the 6th inning. Well, Simon's not afraid. He's up there hacking. There's Rajai waiting on deck. One run, 5 hits for Detroit. No runs, 2 hits for the Pirates. Brad Ausmus looking at it right now. Simon has retired 10 straight. Nubbed right in front of the plate. I'm going to call him out. Simon doesn't like it.
Well, I don't think the ball ever went foul. It stayed on the plate. And Brad's going to ask for help, but Jerry Lane, a home plate umpire, I don't think he needs to ask for help there because the ball just never left home plate, and that's in fair territory.
Short argument. Yeah, let's take a look.
That's a fair ball.
It sure is. There's the tag. You're out.
I think it actually bounced on the black part of the plate and then went right in front of home plate.
Here's Rajai Davis.
Go down as a 2 unassisted.
You don't get a whole lot of those.
You don't see that every day.
Are you still thinking he looks like Miggy at the dish?
Well, if he would have slapped the ball out of his hand, out of Cervelli's hand, maybe.
There's a ball outside, 1-1. Cabrera will get another at bat before this game is over. They're giving Simon the business down in the dugout. Watson's 1-1. Strike called on Rajai. The look on his face says it all. Well, let's take a look at our big boys' big play of the game. What do you think it is?
Rajai Davis ambushed Francisco Liriano in the first pitch to lead off the top of the 6th inning, and he hit it into left field. That's the only run of this ball game.
First home run of the year for Davis. Ooh, Cervelli held it there, and Davis held his breath. Hughes came on in the 7th, struck out the side around a single. Pull on the ground to third, right at Harrison. 2 gone. That will leave it up to Ian Kinsler. Ian needs a base hit here. He's 0 for 3. Average of .351 right now. Trying to extend his hitting streak at 5 in a row. And more importantly, prolong this inning for Miguel Cabrera. Give him a shot to bat with the guy on. Oh, 0-1 the count. Just off the plate there to Kinsler. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kinsler made his 4th All-Star team last year, first as a Tiger. He, of course, joined the Tigers in a deal for Prince Fielder before last season. Drill to right field. Polanco backing up. They'll run it down right in front of the wall. Tigers go 1-2-3 in the 8th. Pirates coming up. Simon going out. 1-0 Detroit. Breaky fast delivery of the game, and these two guys have delivered the last 2 nights.
All pitching for the Tigers in these last 2 games of this series. Brad Osmus sending his starter Alfredo Simon back out there, hoping to match what Shane Green did. 8 innings of work. He needs him to get through this bottom half of the 8th inning.
So Simon goes to work, and his first pitch is high and away to Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez, Cervelli, and Mercer, 6, 7, 8 in Clint Hurdle's lineup. It'll be low and inside, and the count goes 2-0. There is action in the Detroit bullpen. Jabba Chamberlain. 0 for 2 for Alvarez. Couple of ground ball outs. There's a strike in the outside corner.
The ball starts over the outer third of the plate, has a little break at the end. Pitcher's pitch. See where it ends up there in the strike zone, down and away.
Slapped out of play. 2-2.
Simon's just done a really good job of not hitting the heart of the plate. He's pitching within the zone to the corners.
He has gone 13 of 25 in the first pitch strike category. Alvarez in his last at bat hit one right into the teeth of the shift. And he does it again. Right to Kinsler this time. Another ground ball out, one away. Got a pretty good chance of winning a ball game and at least staying in the ball game if you get that leadoff guy and keep him off the bases.
You know, it just takes the momentum away from the opposition. You get that first out, and you just feel like the other two are going to fall into place real quickly. He's done a great job of that tonight.
11 in a row retired by Simon. Here's Cervelli.
Really, his only hiccup was in the fourth inning where he gave up 2 hits, but he's just been lights out other than that.
Cervelli, a couple of fly balls. The last one to the center fielder Davis made a nice running play on. Simon's second start as a Tiger. His first was in Cleveland. Went 5 1/3 in that game. Has been much better here tonight. It'll get back out of play. Alfredo gave up 3 runs in that game through 76 pitches. He's about to throw his 100th here tonight.
Well, over the course of a ball game, you're going to get away with a few, and that one was one he probably didn't want to throw. That was the hanging breaking ball that Cervelli wishes he had another look at.
Two and one.
I always told my family that during the course of my typical game, I would give up at least 5 mistakes a game. And it's what the hitter did with those 5 mistakes that might determine my outcome.
Here's the 2-1. It's kind of a misnomer when a guy gives up a home run. It's like, well, he made 1 mistake. Well, that's really probably not true, because over the course of the game, he's probably given up a few more mistakes.
And that's the truth. I mean, you're going to, you know, when you're told to throw the ball over the plate, you do it. And, well, my theory again is hitters get themselves out 7 out of 10 times. The good ones, the great ones, maybe only 6.5, but.
Well, he's gone 3-1. Swing and a miss.
You don't want to come out of the game with a base on ball. Java Chandler, I'm sure, is ready. You need to come back, and that's what he does here. Gets Cervelli to swing at that sinking fastball.
Rolled foul.
And you can see, like, he has another gear left. He's attacking that strike zone, a 3-2 count. He's going to come after him. And hitters know that. But sometimes when you're pitching as well as Simon has tonight, why not? Here it is, hit it if you can.
High fly ball center field. Rajay Davis under it. Long out, 2 away. Now Jordy Mercer in total command tonight. Alfredo Simon. And again, when you see performances like this, you typically see more than just a couple of strikeouts. They put the ball in play against him, but they haven't got anything going. Mercer is 0 for 2. 0-1.
There's been a few hard hit balls off Simon, but we talk about how the defense stays sharp when a pitcher's pounding the strike zone and not having long drawn out innings. And that guy hit his 1,000th hit, a home run in this opening game of the series.
He's waiting on deck for the pitcher spot. Let's see if he gets a chance to hit in this inning.
Corey Hart.
0-2. Only 2 hits allowed tonight for Alfredo Simon.
You saw James McCann indicating he wanted that ball up, and then he stood up almost. And sometimes I think hitters can sense that. It's one thing to give him a high glove, maybe right at your face mask, but I don't like when I see a catcher stand up, because it not only gives a tip off to the hitter, but I think it blocks out the umpire at times.
What about side to side too? Do you think hitters can kind of sense that as well when catchers move?
That's when they're peeking, and there's a way to get around that too. We'll talk about.
It involves hitting someone, I assume.
Moving their feet.
The chopper hit to the shortstop. How about Simon tonight? Another 1-2-3 inning, 13 straight retired for Alfredo Simon. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. He's given up just 2 hits and has shut them out through 8 innings this evening. Alfredo's been on his game. Here is the upcoming pitching matchups presented by Gordon Chevrolet. White Sox coming in beginning on Friday night, and the Tigers will see their 3 best: Samardzija, Sale, and Quintana. Meanwhile, Price, Sanchez, and Green will go for the Tigers, a really good trio of their own. And all 3 of those are day games, so we invite you to join us for that series. As we go to the 9th inning, Mark Melancon will check in. Melancon's 4th appearance. The Tigers got to him in the ball game a couple of days ago. As Joakim Soria, the Tigers closer, is starting to heat up. So here is Cabrera to face Melancon. And Miggy looks at a strike, 0-1. Cabrera had an RBI double against Melancon in the 9th inning of Game 1 in the series. No balls, 2 strikes on Cabrera. 1 run, 5 hits for Detroit. The Pirates no runs, 2 hits. Down the right field line, foul.
The Tigers were able to add an insurance run in the 9th inning, giving Joakim Soria a little bit more breathing room. It'd be nice to see that happen again tonight. And if you look at Alfredo Simon's numbers, he just one-upped Shane Green.
He did.
Through only 2 hits, gave up only 2 hits.
Didn't think that was possible. But Simon was masterful tonight. Soria came on for the 1-2-3 9th in last night's ball game. Melanson ready with the 1-2. Cabrera rolls that one foul as well. J.D. Martinez, then Yoenis Cespedes. Tigers looking for a little bit of breathing room here in the 9th inning. They've got the big bats up. Ball high. Melanson does something I don't see most or many relievers do. He kind of rocks back and forth while he's getting his sign. A little bit of nervous energy. Here's the 2-2. Full count now, 3-2 on Miguel Cabrera. Pirates closer is on here to try and keep us a 1-0 game in the 9th. Here's the 3-2. Cabrera stays alive. Ball club has an off day tomorrow. Boy, it'd be nice to go back home having won 5 of 6 on their first road trip of the year. They get a chance to kind of settle in too. They've got a 10-game homestand. Been on the road a lot when you count spring training. They started the year with 3 at home and then quickly hit the road. Another foul back out of play. Here's what's going on in the next homestand for the Tigers. We talked about the White Sox, but the Yankees are coming in for 4. And the Indians for 3.
It's a fun team to watch. A lot of excitement in Detroit with their Tigers off to a great start.
And that one is fouled off the home plate umpire. Jerry Lane took that one in the chops. Checking the chicklets to make sure they're all there.
I think he might have bit his tongue or lip or something. He's having Francisco Cervelli look at it. Now the trainer for the Pirates is out to help him out. You'll see this check swing takes it right off the face mask.
So it's not just the catchers that will take direct hits. Home plate umpire every now and then as well. Well, Jerry Lane seems to be waving him off, but it's a little dazed. Jerry Lane's coming on.
Yeah, they're going to go change the home plate umpire's uniform, it looks like. And this is, he's just not acting right. Hunter Wintelstead, the first base umpire, showed some concern, and I think he talked him into this. And
It looked like Cabrera fouled that pitch off, but Miguel having some fun with the fans now. Should I go to first?
Well, there's a whole bunch of them over the Tiger dugout on the first base side that he's been playing around with the whole game. And this goes back to the other night where he knocked the ball out of Francisco Cervelli's hand after he was struck out.
Miguel saying I walked. It looked like he checked his swing. Apparently didn't make contact with the ball. Here comes Brad. There really was never, because of the injury to Lane, definitive, did he go or was the ball four?
I thought it was a foul tip, but
I did too.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that's what Brad's going to say. Can we take a look at it? And we get to look at it.
Lane's checking his teeth and Miggy's appealing to first base.
No mercy.
Everybody is confused. Cabrera did actually foul that ball off. And the arguing by Ausmus is done. Meanwhile, we're waiting for someone to take over behind the plate, because Jerry Lane had his bell rung.
I think it'll be Bob Davidson, the second base umpire. Looks like he's the one that's going to put on the chest protector. That's David Rackley, who's the third base umpire, and first base umpire Hunter Wendelstedt.
So as they sort it out, we'll tell you to follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com at BAT, the #1 app for live baseball. At BAT is up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, and more. Get MLB.com at BAT for your smartphone or your tablet. Cabrera's still playing with the fans. While we have a moment, let's check in now with John Keating.
Well, Mario, this is an anniversary. It was 32 years ago tonight. Tiger fans will remember this, that Milt Wilcox was pitching an absolute gem against the White Sox. He was within 1 out of a perfect game. You remember who broke it up?
Yes, I do. Can I?
You were there, sure. Yeah, absolutely, Jack.
Jerry Hairston Jr.
Can I vote?
Actually, it was Jerry Hairston Sr.
Jerry Hairston.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What a game, too.
Jack Morris won 17-10 in 1983. Milt Wilcox won 11-10. What are your memories of Wilcox as a teammate and a fellow starting pitcher?
He's a fierce competitor. He wanted to win. He was a bulldog on the mound. And, he was a good addition to our ball club. I called him Monty Hall because anytime you went out and pretended that you were going to get a deal from a car dealer or something at Walmart, he had said, "Why didn't you come to me first? I could have got you a better deal."
Monty Hall, beautiful.
We all know people like that, right? You should have come to me.
Thank Teats. Well, we continue to wait here for Bob Davidson, who's putting on the equipment to be the new home plate umpire. And Miguel Cabrera fouling off a pitch that rung the bell of Jerry Lane, and Lane leaving the game. Well, there have been some early season surprises around the major leagues. DJ LeMahieu, how about that? The former player at Birmingham Brother Ice, he's gotten off to a sizzling start. Meanwhile, the Washington Nationals and the Seattle Mariners, favorites by many, both in last place in their division. They're 6-11.
I don't believe that's where they're going to end up, though.
Agree totally.
And what a name. LeMahieu, he should be playing hockey.
No doubt.
I mean, that's a hockey.
Yeah, it is. Shane Green's a good baseball name. He's a good baseball player. No earned runs in 16 innings.
He's a great golf name, too.
Shane Green, yes. Yes, it would. Well, Melanson being made to wait. He's, I think, now asking Cervelli, "Hey, I'd like to warm up."
Well, I've been wondering why Melanson hasn't been throwing. He's been talking to Hunter Wendelstedt here for quite some time, and a long wait for Bob Davison to get that chest protector on.
Melanson came on to face Cabrera, and it's been a 10-pitch at bat so far. I mean, we shouldn't lose sight of that as well. Mickey has really battled him. And the Tigers have a 1-0 lead, courtesy of a home run by Rajai Davis in the 6th inning, the only run in this game.
You know, this kind of situation doesn't happen very often, but I don't know who has the advantage. It's a 3-2 count, and you ice the pitcher for 10-15 minutes. And this is the way I think baseball should be played. You want to speed up the game? One pitch. Ball or strike, whatever happens, happens.
No, we can't do that, Jack.
Well, they never would. I'm just saying, it would speed up the game.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. If that's your end game, sure. Well, Cabrera is still waiting. And then Melanson, you made a good point. I mean, he just now has started to throw and continue to keep warm. He was just talking to Hunter Wendelstedt for a while.
Well, I think he's loose, and he's probably going to want to throw 1 or 2 tosses. And Bob Davison, once he gets out, will probably want to look at a couple tosses behind the dish. But it's a kind of an awkward situation because it's not like you're in the dugout. You can throw your jacket on or wrap your arm in a towel. Miggy doesn't look overly concerned. Having fun talking to J.D. Martinez.
Well, just like we promised earlier in the game, time for the Miller Moment, brought to you by Miller Lite, and it's not going to be hard to figure out what it is here this evening.
All right, it's Rajai Davis's at-bat to lead off the 6th inning. First pitch of the at-bat, and he sends it over the left field wall. And that's it. 1-run ball game.
And we'll see if it holds up for the Tigers or if they can add some more here in the 9th inning. Look at that guy. Having some fun with Miggy. Of course, the screen separates him, and that always makes it easier to make some fun. You know, Jack, I've never had to put umpires' equipment on, but does it usually take this long?
Apparently. I put it on when I was about 12 years old, and I umpired softball. Here he comes.
So Bob Davidson, now the veteran umpire, is all good to go.
There's a lot of gear there. You got your shin guards, you got your chest protector. Now he's going to tell his partners what happened with Jerry Lane.
I think they're trying to figure out what to do with Cabrera.
Now they're going to send him to first base. They must have had time to review it, or maybe they even got a call from New York. That's not going to make Clint Hurdle too happy.
Cervelli saying that was a foul ball. Here's another look at it. I think it's pretty clear it's a foul ball.
I'm not so sure.
Well, it is maybe deceiving. Was it the bat or was it the glove that made the ball change directions?
There's got to be a different angle that the umpires have seen.
Cervelli is adamant that that was a foul ball. Whether he believes it or not, he's going to make his case.
Now, how many times do you see an umpire arguing with a catcher? This is where the manager is supposed to step in. They don't really have to explain it to the catcher at all. Maybe Miggy knew what was going on more than anybody else.
Well, he's at first base right now. Meanwhile, Cervelli and Clint Hurdle now having a conversation. It'd be kind of nice if we could resume this game. I mean,
how long has this taken?
I don't know, but the decision has been made. They said that it was ball 4 and Miguel gets first base, but Cervelli continues his argument.
Well, he's not doing his pitcher a whole lot of favors here.
Been about a 12-minute delay here.
And counting.
At some point, Bob Davis has got to say, you know what? He's at first base. Let's go. And I think we've reached that point.
Now he's going to let Melanson throw a couple more pitches. You'd think Davison might get behind Cervelli here and take a look at him.
I would think, but I guess not.
It's been a strange one.
I mean, Davis has been umpiring second base this whole game. And now he's pressed into duty behind the plate. Melanson's still warming up. How many are they going to give Melanson?
Probably whatever he wants now.
But he's had 12 minutes to warm up.
Well, he didn't know how long it would take for Davison to get out there.
Good point. Meanwhile, Miggy's still chirping. Well, we told you the Sox are coming to town, and they're a much different bunch, Jack. When you look at some of the big-time moves they've made, some pretty good players they've picked up.
The biggest one, I believe, is their closer, David Robertson. He has been real good over the last few years, and that continues in Chicago.
Jeff Samardzija added to the rotation. Melky Cabrera, solid bat in their lineup. Well, we're ready to resume this game. J.D. Martinez will step in. Cabrera's at first. Nobody out. 1-0 Detroit. And J.D. looks at a ball outside. 1-0. For Martinez in this game, single, couple of strikeouts and a steal. That's in the air toward left. Routine for Marte. And Martinez is out, one gone.
That ball got in, JD, just a little bit. Didn't get the good part of the bat on the ball.
Now Cespedes with one out. As we look ahead to the bottom of the ninth, pitcher spot is due. They'll get a pinch hitter, and then Harrison and Polanco. Question is, can the Tigers add some insurance? Working now with a three-man umpiring crew. Jerry Lane knocked out of this game. One ball, no strikes. For Cespedes in this one, 0 for 3, and now 3 for 10 in the series. Here is the umpire alignment now with the three-man crew. Fouled straight back. Cabrera walked to start the inning. A much argued walk. Here's the 1-1. Chopped to third. That's a foul ball. One and two on Cespedes.
Well, when it gets to the bag, everything between home plate and the third base bag is the home plate umpire's call. There is no third base umpire now that David Rackley has shifted over to second base, so that ball clearly foul, but there could be some arguments going on because of that.
Yeah, and a much closer play, no doubt. Here's the 1-2. Pull to third. Harrison, nice backhanded play to second. One relay. That's a double play. Nifty turn there by the Pirates. 5-4-3. So we go to the bottom of the ninth inning in Pittsburgh. Joakim Soria coming in a 1-0 game. One nothing lead. Joakim Soria coming out to try and shut this one down, much in the same manner he did in last night's ball game.
Now take a look at last night's ball game. Very uneventful ninth, bottom half of the ninth. Soria gets two comebackers to the mound, get two quick outs, and then the last out, a fly ball to right field. That's what the Tigers are looking for here in the ninth tonight.
Here are the season numbers on Soria. 3 for 3 in save opportunities in the absence of Joe Nathan. Meanwhile, defensively at third base, Andrew Romine will come in for Castellanos. Corey Hart will pinch hit for the pitcher spot. He has power. We saw that on display on opening day here a couple of days ago. Ooh, up and in on Corey Hart. Corey Hart, a 2-run pinch hit homer in the 7th inning of game 1. Sends a ground ball to short. Iglesias gobbles it up. 1 out. So whether it's been Simon or Soria, the leadoff man has been kept off the bases in every single inning in this game. Josh Harrison. Alfredo Simon now hoping his teammate can shut this one down.
Great job by the right-hander tonight. Just hoping for the same result from that guy, Joakim Soria.
Ball one high to Harrison. That's in there, a strike. Painted the outside corner there. Two and one on Harrison.
Been a quiet crowd at PNC Park tonight. Not much offense.
No, we've had 2 hits. That's it. Fly ball left field. Cespedes under it. 2 gone. One more out, and they will give Simon another win. Got 1 hurdle, and that last hurdle is Gregory Polanco. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Strike call. Now we're down to 1 strike. If Soria can get it, Tigers a strike away from running their record to 8-1. Rajay Davis the difference tonight with a home run, solo shot. That's been it. That came in the 6th. Just off the plate. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Soria with a 1-2-3 ninth. And the Tigers win 2 of 3. Alfredo Simon sparkling effort this evening. Little help from Soria. Little help from Rajay Davis. And the Tigers an impressive tight win here tonight. Stay with us. More coming up from Pittsburgh.